Well, Danny, thanks for joining us. Another disappointing result for the O's.
There it is, Dave, unfortunately. I felt that we started the first half on the front foot. We gained territory. We were putting them under a lot of pressure. We were nullifying their threat. Everything that we spoke about before the game, everything we've spoken about in the lead into the game. But it's another second half of, quite frankly, naivety. Again, we talk about what we need to do to approach the second half, and we don't do it. It's really simple. And if you don't do it against teams with good players in, goal scorers, you get punished at any level of football. So as I say, it's a naivety that is crept in, and we need to get rid of it very, very quickly.
Because it started so brightly, and another goal from Dan Johnson and Joby McAnuff again, a big performance from the skipper.
Yeah, but they are. We get those performances. We know what Danny Johnson's about now. It's not a secret. He's not a secret to the division. Joby is not a secret of what he brings us. Energy, effort, enthusiasm, all those things that we know those two particular players bring. But it's a collective thing. It's a collective unit that we need to be better as a team. We need to be able to see games out. We as you say, in the first half, we go 1-0 up, one deservedly so in my opinion. And then in the second half, we allow teams back into the game, and then it's an upward battle to try and get ourselves back into a game which we should have never really been fighting for. And it's small periods of the game.
Did the substitutes have the impact you wanted?
Well, I must say that the manager has made the decisions for the substitutes. The manager had a line into the stand, which meant Martin was able to come down and feed what some of the messages that were coming from the manager. But again, we can talk about formations, we can talk about players coming into the pitch. If we don't apply ourselves, whoever that is, the players on the side, the players that are actually in the game, you don't win football matches. And today, the changes, formation, it's not about that. It's about not having that naivety in our play. And unfortunately, for a very small pocket of the game this afternoon, we allowed that to creep in, and we've been punished again.
How concerned are you about the run of results now?
Well, I think I wouldn't say it's a concern. You don't want to get beat. We know we've got goals in this team. We know we've got a group of players that can compete at this level. And we are in a fortunate position, for whatever reason this year, that the league is offering us opportunities to keep getting back and putting ourselves into good positions. But at some point, that is going to end. That's going to run out. We talked about consistency. We've talked about whoever puts some consistency together in this division will do well. So it's not a concern. I wouldn't say it's a concern. We want to stop losing football matches. We want to get back to winning games. But we have to address it, and we have to address it quickly because time will run out.
Southend United next.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
improving.
Absolutely. I say, David, this division, every team is proven that they can beat any team. So I don't think this year is about whether a side is at the bottom of the league or at the top of the league, because we've proven that we can win against teams at the top, and we're also capable of getting beat by teams at the bottom end of the division. It's about us now. It's about having a focus on what we do, not on what others in the division do. So yes, it's going to be a difficult game. We're going back home. We've proven that we're a strong, difficult team to beat at home, and we have to get back to winning ways very, very quickly.
And what is the mood like in the camp?
It's obviously that they're not happy in there. They're not happy because no one in that dressing room likes losing football matches. There's a very, very clear structure that's been put in place by the manager. Tireless with it. He says the same messages week in, week out to the players. Okay, we as a staff have to make sure that we keep pushing that message, and we will, because we will always back the players. That's the first thing the manager does. But it needs to be a collective responsibility to how we get out of this situation.
And how will the sort of preparation for that game be now that Ross Embleton is self-isolated?
Ross will have a link into it. Rest assured that Ross will have a big impact on it, albeit that he's not here, and we obviously missed him today. But we're in a fortunate position. The world that we live in, we'll use Zoom a lot. We'll talk on the phone, and yeah, there'll be enough contact with Ross to enable us to get his message into the players for Tuesday.
The transfer window opens soon. are there lists of players that you would want to go, and will you go for those players sooner rather than later?
I think that the club is obviously aware that there might be areas that we would like to improve on, but that's, I think, an area for the manager and Martin to sit down and discuss going into January. But I think right now we've got to look at the group that we have, the group that are on the pitch and the group that have come on. I think that's the most important thing, and then when January comes around, that's a bridge the manager and Martin will cross.
And finally for me, Danny, any injuries from today?
At the minute, it's very early. I think we've come through with a clean bill of health, thankfully, so we'll readdress that in 24 hours, but no one has suggested to me that we've got any problems.